What's going on, guys? John, Springer Collectibles. Thank you guys for coming in. Getting the giveaway now, guys. This is going to be a fun one. Yesterday, I thought was really, really good, guys. If you haven't seen that one, make sure you check out YouTube. Look at the live link in YouTube, guys, on Springer Collectibles. Hopefully you can find that. Also, all the shows are also saved into my Whatnot profile. And if you're a new seller, just make sure that you're aware of that your shows may or may not be saving into your Whatnot profile. So make sure you check that out. You can also utilize the Whatnot profile, the Whatnot videos and clips. Your past shows, you can create clips from those past shows, take those clips and download them, and then you can use them for social media. You could use them for Instagram. You could edit them. I use CapCut, and it's free. It's crazy how easy that actually is to use. The goodie bag, the giveaway is going to be a collector's goodie bag. If it's your first time here, this is the 12th or 13th one of these episodes where we talk about just being a high quality seller on the app and little Q&A. So if you're a new seller to the app, it's definitely a good kind of a little show for us to talk about that. If you have questions for me, I'm not an official Whatnot employee, but I've been doing this since June 2021. Probably done, I don't even know, 2,000 streams now, something like that. I'm usually not on camera, so this is actually something that's good for me too, trying to be comfortable on camera. Usually it's just a product, which I would recommend anyway. The product is the number one thing to focus on when you're selling, but of course it depends what category you're in. If I'm a shoe seller, maybe I'm doing the whole shoe seller angle, but if I'm doing a Pokemon break or something like that, or sports card breaks, the important thing is going to be the cards. And some people do use OBS. If you're not familiar with OBS, I know that Whatnot has gone over OBS a lot, and it's a very, very valuable tool that you can use. It's a free tool where you can build your scene basically through the computer and then broadcast that through Whatnot. So let's see. Eskimo says streaming is a lot of work. I don't think so. I'm realizing. Eskimo, I couldn't agree more. I don't think I knew what I was getting into when I first started doing it, like the behind the scenes stuff. Trying to juggle things, talk, pay attention to chat, make sure that you're describing the item properly, running. Yeah, and like you said, that's why mods are great to have. So make sure that you have a few mod friends that you trust. Eskimo, are you a seller on here? I hate to click on it through the phone, but I feel like it's the easiest way right now to bring up your account. I love to look at people's profiles too. And if you're a buyer, then I love hearing from you too. So just trying to live up. There you go. Eskimo, appreciate you. Your wife is Eskimo. Feel free to shout out your wife. Oh, Battle Cat, my pleasure. My pleasure. Anytime. Raids are so important, guys. We can talk about raids too. Extreme multitasking, no doubt. Oh, Cali Pops. All right, so selling Funkos maybe. Let's see if can I click on that without messing it up. Let's see, Cali Pops. There we go. Let's see what Cali Pops does. Yep, selling Funko Pops, One Piece cards, Naruto cards. I don't know if I said that right. Demon Slayer cards, and anything else we find. Instagram, Calico Pops. Check it out, guys. Cali Pops. And any shows coming up? She has a show. Wait a minute. I love how advanced this is, but December 1st? Am I reading that right? Anyway, it's good to schedule things ahead of time, no doubt. All right. Hey, you know what? Nothing wrong with that. I always say, and Whatnot's going to say the same thing. All right, my tripod's on a little unsteady ground. Make sure that you are scheduling your shows out. That is extreme scheduling. Nothing wrong with that. But you always want to have a few up there, and there's a lot of reasons for that. So you want people to be able to discover you. Let's say that Callie ran a show yesterday, and people loved her show, and they want to make sure they don't miss her. They're going to go and see what show she has coming up, and they're going to bookmark those. So you want to have a few things up there already so people can see what you have for sale. And also riffing off that, definitely utilize the store, guys. Like the shop is one of the best things, the most underrated thing I think that Whatnot came out with that people don't talk about enough. JC Dino, some people schedule shows way out so they can load them up and then move the day closer. That's interesting. I don't do it on purpose, JC Dino, but I do have that happening. Hydroxy app. Congrats. Did you win a giveaway yesterday? All right. I want to write down what you want, what you collect, Hydroxy. But JC Dino, I've had situations where I had like a huge collection to sell. It fell through, and I didn't want to lose all the bookmarks, right? So then I just leave it up there. We have a lot of things going on. Exactly, Eskimo. That's right. You got to build your Eskimo. You got to get ready for the winter. Draw the circles so you can do the ice fishing thing. Little circles. I don't know. Igloo. Igloo is the word I'm looking for. Let's see. So who won that? Who won that one? It was who did I say? Hydroxycut, are you there? Remember Hydroxycut? Did people get like? I think they got sued, probably, right? It's one of those kind of scam kind of not scams, but I think they're really bad for you. People are anyway. Let's not talk about that stuff. But Hydroxy, if I don't hear from you, then Pokemon is usually the default giveaway because Pokemon kind of works for everybody. You could you have nephews, you have kids. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Mostly Pokemon, football, and basketball. So, buddy, what team? I do have sports cards and Pokemon. I'll give you a little, plethora, a little not plethora, a little potpourri of sports teams and some Jigglypuffs, some Slowpokes, and maybe a couple. Depending, tell me what team you root for, and I'll come up with an obscure, a very Would you say I have a plethora? I'll come up with a very obscure early '90s reference for whatever team you have. Good. Okay, I'll get you some Xavier. Oh my God, what's his name? Now I messed it up. He was in that movie in '90. What's it called? He was really good in it too. He was in Singles. I'll get you Jigglypuff's your nickname? Nice. I will get you a Steve DeBerg. No, he was in Kansas City. Damn it. I totally just jinxed myself by saying I was going to give you a good name. Anyway, Sean Kemp. I'll take the easy way out. I'll get you a Sean Kemp, and we'll get you a who's that really good receiver they had? Columbus Vintage Toys in the room? I haven't seen them yet. Trim the hedges. How come I can't think of any of the Seattle people? What's wrong? I need like a little something here. A little coffee. All right, let's do one more giveaway. All right, so the best stuff that we've talked about, Falk, that's a good one. Wait. Nah, Falk was on Indianapolis and St. Louis. But Sean Alexander. How about I get you a Sean Alexander card? There you go. But I was thinking of somebody else. I was thinking of, oh my God, Steve. What's his name? This is going to drive me nuts now. Hold on. He's like one of the best receivers of all time. Hey, anyway, another giveaway going on here, guys. Large it. Thank you, Hydroxy. My goodness. It's like Hydroxy, the more stuff that goes in, the more worthless stuff goes out, and you forget, those things that used to be important. So, yeah, Steve, I think I have a Steve Largent rookie here somewhere, too. That's another topic altogether. But, guys, some of the best conversations we've had in the previous dozen episodes of this have been from you guys, like you guys bringing up things. So are there any, first of all, I guess, are there any new sellers in here right now that we can kind of take a look at your profile or answer any questions that maybe you haven't covered with the official Whatnot community yet or the official Whatnot staff yet that I could help out on? I want to help out on more of the, planning for your show kind of stuff, like how to engage kind of show stuff. There we go. Corporate goth. All right, what is corporate goth? What a cool, what's the word I'm looking for? Opposite oxymoron type of name. Let's see, a little this, a little that. Oh, you already got the 5 stars going. That's good. This is for my fur babies. All right, already good vibes there. Check out my shows in Marketplace. Lots of good deals. Updated weekly. Help me hit 100 sales. All right, any shows scheduled? Yes, 315. We've got, okay, so plus size, Bloom Chick. I'm probably saying that wrong. Small quantity. And then, so it's women's contemporary. I don't know much about women's contemporary, but I always want to learn every category. I assume that that's probably a really good category on here. And women supporting women. So I think there's a lot of things that you could obviously do to get more follows or to get more bookmarks. I love that you have a dog show coming up too, by the way, on 316. You already have all these shows planned out and you're trying different categories. That's awesome. Then you have horror coming up, men's vintage clothing. So Corporate Goth, good stuff right there, guys. Check out Corporate Goth. Deals for days. Let's check you out in a second. Well, all right, Thrift, welcome. Fur babies. Everyone loves when you talk about fur babies. And if you bring the fur babies on the stream, you could get, it's good clickbait right there, Corporate, if you're not already doing that. Get the little fur baby, dress them up in your dog show. I think that would kill. I think that would go viral if you just did some sort of, or if they do tricks or something, people love that. But yeah, I mean, just, it sounds like you already have a good presence about you, already good vibes about you, just based on the profile description alone. And wish you best of luck. If there's any specific questions you have. I mean, I think for women's clothes, though, are you going to be on camera probably, I think? Trouble getting people in. Yeah. Talk about that all the time. That is tough. I think as a new seller, though, what I understand is that Whatnot's supposed to be supporting some of the new sellers with, I think they're matching. So you could start prices lower. So they match the first 150 or something. First time picker, I think, was saying that yesterday. What's going on first time? I'm on cam and my price point is 5. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. If you can leverage any of your other social like media, like groups or anything like that, if you can leverage any Facebook groups, bring people in, friends, and just you got to be consistent and just keep doing the shows. It's going to be very discouraging just getting started and only having a few. I have no socials. Fair enough. You got to start some of them. I know it sounds. I just started mine, my Instagram. It didn't help. I didn't put enough into it, but I started my Instagram, was it a year and a half ago or something? I don't have that many followers. I don't know how much it helps me personally, but you got to. I think you got to do something so you have something to point people to and bring people in. Or forget even if you are trying to build your social following, try to get in there just so you can follow others and then be an authority on what you do and talk about the women's products, the clothing, talk about the pet supplies, and then hopefully you can organically start bringing people into your whatnot. And maybe ask people for advice, like find other resellers in that space and see what they're doing. I mean, that's what I would say. Help mod other streams in your category or adjacent category, and then people will get to know you, and then hopefully they'll come to your show too. You could work out raids with other sellers. If you know any other sellers, tell them to raid your show. You could try to get on raid trains. And I can keep going on and on, but Whatnot will tell you to set shows up and consistently sell. And if you lead with good product and a good attitude, good product number one, because people at the end of the day, they're there to buy something that they want at a good deal and they want to support the sellers on here. So if you have good product, that's going to be number one. Let me read the other things here. There we go. JT says available to mod. Look at that. You guys should hit up JT. Num 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 num. Hold on, we got 9 seconds. And I want to get the other questions. And that's one of my policies, my unofficial policies. I don't like policies, but my policy is to answer every single chat during my streams, which can go both. It can go either way. It can really derail you, but especially during these deals for days. Deals for days. Congratulations, deals for days. What do you collect? And then I want to get back to the other questions, guys. It's another thing about streaming. You have to juggle like so much going on when you're selling, talking, trying to focus, and especially if you're on camera. I appreciate that. I forgot your name again, but the fact that you're going on camera and selling, that adds another layer of like extra stuff you have to think about. Like I actually enjoy not being on camera and just talking and being more ridiculous off camera than being on. But this is great practice. Just like if you're not sure about streaming, and it's great to just go on and stream and get your streaming muscles going, right? So this is good for me to be on camera because I'm still figuring out where should I look? Should I look at chat? Should I look straight at the little green dot? Stuff like that. And then you second guess yourself and you get in your head. And I always appreciate people that are on camera the whole time. Honestly, but behind the camera, I'm like a radio guy. Like I have no embarrassment meter at all. If you ask any of the other guys that all follow me, I just have so much fun with it. So trying to do it on this way too. I'm on cam. My price point's 5. There we go. That was for corporate goth. Did we find out what's it called? Collects deals for days. All right, deals for days says I sell locally as well. I'm trying to catch up with the chats. So it's frustrating to not have a local pickup option. I don't want to make them pay shipping. Deal. I definitely understand that. That is tough. I know Whatnot is always working on new stuff. And in fact, in about a half an hour, you guys will definitely want to check out the @Whatnot Sellers stream. And Deals for Days, you should definitely bring that up during the stream if there's an appropriate time to do so, because they're always making improvements and they have heard that a lot about the local pickup option. So, that's really cool of you that you're already thinking about your customers too, that you don't want them to pay. But everyone's going to understand that. And right now, that's just the way it is. So we have to kind of work with what we have here, and I think we should appreciate it. And it allows you to just it allows you to just do everything in one shot, ship things, and save you time, I would imagine too. But let's see, Deals for Days already has been at 5 stars. Cosmetics, hair, beauty, razors, household from brands like Olay. I think I've read yours before. Olay, CoverGirl, Chic, Nexus items, always brand new. Good, that's good stuff right there. And they have a show tomorrow at 11:32 a.m. Over 200 cosmetics. Already have 13 bookmarks. Keep moving those bookmarks up. But there's so many different ways, again, to get followers and people to bookmark your shows. And it's super discouraging, obviously, if you run a show and you're new and there's nobody there. We talked about that yesterday. And I was so impressed with this one seller named Art of War. Art of War is a new seller. Art of War was so helpful yesterday. They said that they sat on their stream for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Oh, well, I'll answer that corporate in a second. 20 minutes. That's a great question. They sat on talking to like one person, and I couldn't believe that they did that. Like, I think I would have checked out after 5 and just said, all right, throw in the towel and I'll do another stream or I'm done. But they stayed on for 20 minutes. End result, they stayed on for another 2 hours and got 100 sales. 100 sales. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, amazing that they did that. So think about that next time you get discouraged, I would say. Okay, let me go back to the other questions. JC Dino says, be careful that you can swipe yourself off the page if you're not careful. Yes. Hold on. I do better when people interact with me. Yeah, I like it. I agree, Mickey. I'm really behind on the chats. Hold on. Let's see. I'm also available to mod. Guys, check out JT. I left off there. I've had 5 shows so far, says Mickey Design. Awesome. Tell us how those have gone. Did they move the heart? I don't know. The heart was missing. There used to be a heart, and then you just tap on the screen now and it shows up. I don't know if the heart actually helps, but just the screen says carved. The art says Eskimo. I do better when people interact with me. Yeah, it definitely opens you up versus like being quiet. And sometimes you can pull that out of the chat too and get them to interact. You could do very like low-hanging fruit questions like, where's everybody from? But there's nothing wrong with that. Or what do you guys collect, depending on what stream you're in? Maybe you're in a Pokemon stream and you're like, my favorite, if you could get any Pokemon character tattooed on your arm, who would it be? Mine would be, and I'm making this up, Jigglypuff. And then you say something like that, and then maybe it's funny, and maybe people start opening up, and then you can start, having that conversation. I think there's definitely fun things you can do to get people loosened up. How do we get people to leave reviews? Okay, corporate. Number one thing I would say when you're new that I wonder if Whatnot goes over this during their onboarding. Tell me if they do or don't. I think it's really, really important to put a note or some sort of information into your package that says, thank you for your order. If you're happy with it, please leave me a 5-star review. If you're unhappy for any reason, please contact me before leaving a review, and I will make sure that I take care of you, that you have nothing to worry about. Because I think one thing that leads people to leave bad reviews, like a few things that come to mind. You guys tell me if I'm missing anything. I'm sure I will. 1, you feel like I wasted my money. 2, I feel like I got ripped off. 3, this seller sucks. I'm so mad. I'm going to go, flex my web muscles now and tell everyone how horrible they are. So we're trying to stop that from happening. So by putting that note in and personalizing it, I think just saying like, I'm aware that, I'm aware of you and that this is, that you bought this and I'll make sure you're happy. It's real simple. I think I'm overstating the obvious. Just say, thank you for your purchase. I appreciate it. And if there's anything wrong, just please contact me before leaving a review and I will take care of you. Or Whatnot support will. A lot of people don't realize how great Whatnot support is and that they take care of customers first. So just keep that in mind. You said, how do you, thanks, Deals. How do we get people to leave reviews? I think that's one way. You can't, just like anything else, like if you're an eBay seller, it's going to happen or it's not. Some people will click off of it and they don't care. But again, let's go back to the beginning, actually, before the note. You want to make sure that you have a quality product, a very high quality product that you have confidence in that when you send it, you won't get a bad review, first of all, and they'll probably want to review it to thank you for a great job you did. You want to make sure that your packaging is good and professional and that your item is clean, doesn't smell. If you can prevent bad reviews from happening, you will probably organically get good reviews, if that makes sense. I think that's a long answer for a very great question there, a very simple question. Let me go to the other ones. And I could keep riffing on that for days, probably, honestly, about leaving reviews. Because you can't force it. You just have to stay consistent. Let's see. First time since yesterday, we were talking about sports cards. I was wondering if 80s and early 90s baseball cards have any. I want to clear them out. Any tips? So first time picker, that was like my first question for you yesterday because it's literally considered the junk wax era, right? Let me do another giveaway. So generally speaking, I would say not really. They have value to collectors. Some people are set builders. There might be some really good cards in there. Did you say they're all baseball? All baseball. So, I mean, if you want to take a picture of some of them, I can take a look. It is easy to find value on items now. Everything's transparent. You can see all the past sales on eBay, for example, or 130 point. You can look for sales on that. There's plenty of price guides online. But just loose vintage 80s and 90s, like bulk, it's not worth that much, unfortunately. This is the stuff that everybody held on to when I was a kid that everyone thought, oh, we're going to retire on 1988 Topps cards. It's just not the same. We saw like Mickey Mantles and all the 50s cards crushing in value, but they're rare. This is the junk wax era. There's literally documentaries about the junk wax era and how overproduced cards were. So that's one reason the value is not there. But people will buy them in bulk if you need to move them. People are team builders, they're set builders, they're player collectors. So you have to kind of see what you have and just determine the value that way. And I think that's where you start. You probably won't be able to sell singles out of that unless you have a bunch of 89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Juniors. There's not that many valuable cards in there. Now, depends what 80s era you're talking about, though, too. If you have 82 tops, 83, 84, 85, there's some valuable cards in those sets. Engagement with buyers is definitely a huge part of it, Josh. I couldn't agree more with that. I did that naturally when I first started on here. I didn't really think about it any other way. Like, how could you not answer chats? Like, if I had a physical store and you came into my store and you asked me if I had Pokemon cards, I wouldn't just ignore you. I'm going to answer you. Now, it is very hard to keep up with the chats and do the show and focus on all that. So just have to be mindful of the chats and let everyone know you will catch up to them. But I think that earlier I said my policy is to answer every chat. I think it's imperative that you do that. I think people feel heard also, and they feel a connection if you're doing that, not a fake one. Like, I literally know the people by their names. It's weird. Like, there's some people I've talked to on here for a year or 2 years. I've never seen them. I've never heard them, but I feel like I know them just through chat. I think that probably resonates with you guys too. Let me see. Let me catch up again. Deal says, I've heard the hearts help with the algorithm. I've heard that too. We've tested algorithm stuff. Did I just get rated? Heck yeah. Wait, how do we get to 38? What happened? See, I'm so behind. Let me catch up to the chats. Hell yeah, whoever rated me, thank you. If that's what happened. Yeah, they do suggest that. Sharing's supposed to work. We've tried sharing. We tried 25 shares in this last time. I don't know if it really did much, but then again, I'm not selling on here right now. I'm just doing like giveaways, and we're just doing, we're sharing information with each other. So I believe everything they say about that, and they keep improving. Again, at 12, they're going to give you updates on this, on the API and on engagement, and also being found on the app, which is exactly what you just mentioned, like probably 3 minutes ago. We always tell people to tell us, and so we can fix it. Exactly, Eskimo. And by the way, one thing I forgot to do when I first started this, can you guys hear me okay? Can you see me okay? I want to make sure that everything is working correctly too. Someone yesterday said that they ran a stream for like an hour and no one told them they couldn't hear them until they were already an hour in. Right now, I handwrite notes with every order. Corporate, that is above and beyond. That is above and beyond. You couldn't do it better than that. It's one thing like to pay for some like little insert or something like that, but the handwritten note is that's the best thing you can do. Probably that is the best thing you can do. I always put a personal note in freebies. Beautiful. You guys must have great reviews then, honestly. And if there is a problem, I bet you that they're not going to ding you. They'll probably contact you or whatnot first and just leave it alone. But there are some that really doesn't like to leave reviews. Yeah, I think some people don't realize that they can leave reviews. Some people don't know how to leave reviews. Some people they're busy and they just I'll do it later. So, one other thing you could do, Goth, I just thought of, is you could do a follow-up with them. You're a newer seller. You could literally, you don't have that many sales. You could just follow up with them with a chat and just say, thank you again for your sale, for your order. I just want to make sure you're happy with everything. And you could politely ask them, or maybe that little engagement would prompt them to hopefully leave you that review. So I think that's a good strategy anyway, just to connect with them, make sure they're happy. I think that's good customer service. And maybe you can make a template so you don't have to sit there and write every single one. You can just copy paste into multiple ones and just change it up for that person. Like, I hope you were happy with your dress. I hope you were happy with your Pokemon cards. Let's see. When they do leave good reviews and join my show again. Yes, JT. No. I couldn't agree more. I do that as well. I actually thought about doing something. You guys can steal this if you want. I need to get back on it. I was going to do leave me a review, and we'll do some sort of giveaway for the people. Like, everyone left a review with text in February. We're going to do a giveaway just for you guys. JT, nom. Let me know what you collect besides followers from doing all of your modding. Let's see. Hold on. When they do leave good. Okay, Sarah. Got to listen to Sarah. Let's see. And Sarah, guys, follow Sarah. I have a new seller. Oh, okay. At Shabby, who used my referral link. Get signed on. She had her first show last night. When do I get? Oh, that's definitely more of a whatnot question. That's a great question. I think from what I understand in the past, once that seller gets everything shipped out and they get paid, I think the bonus should hit your account. But I could be wrong. It could be before that. I would definitely check out, with whoever you initially worked with at Whatnot. When you became a seller, I would ask them. Or just email seller support at Whatnot as well and ask them. And make sure you give that name of the shabby she-chic, and then reference that, and then they can make sure they connect that and get you paid. And again, at 12 o'clock, guys, the official at Whatnot Sellers, make sure you're following them. They're going to be on talking about product updates. I definitely do. I have the same few people come. Okay, I really had to catch up with chats. I appreciate you guys. I'm scared to put up high dollar stuff off the bat. I'm able to sell it and selling to help support my. I mean, that's amazing that you're doing that. So some of the higher end things you might want to do, or the higher end items to make design, is you put those in your store first of all at your buy it now price, and you know, leave a little room. If you know what your bottom price is, your reserve price, then you just got to start it at that. Honestly, if you don't want to lose, then there's nothing wrong with putting those high dollar items up for your worst possible price. Or if you can make a game out of those, like for example, what are you selling actually, Make Design, so I can actually talk about it specifically. Hold on, let me see. Make Design. I'm trying to view your profile. It's easier to view the profile on the phone for me. Oh, disabled eBay seller, storage auction, treasure hunter, and Whatnot seller. Okay, awesome. So it sounds like maybe you're just kind of selling a little bit of everything. Let me try to catch up with all this stuff here. Before, and thank you guys again for joining. Did I get rated? Yes. Rock the I can't read anything, guys. Rocking the rough ages. Thank you. Party at 26. Damn, guys, make sure you follow Rock. Let's see what they sell too. Let me catch up here. Why did they do that? Tip carve. Hold on. Man, I'm so behind the chats, guys. This is when you need a mod. I'm usually never this behind. Let's see. I have the same few people. Let me catch up. I'm scared to put up high dollar. All right, Nick, let me know what you sell. Look at the Beanie Babies. They were the same way when the bottom fell out. I want to avoid applying for disability. Fair enough. Rock, thanks again. In the beginning, always helps to have mods. And I'm so behind. I'm like on a 5-minute delay on your chats. Hold on. And there's all the people that joined. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Rock. Thank you guys for thanking Rock. See, JT's can't help but already be a mod. Here, you're the mod, JT. Hold on. Allow to moderate. It sucks how allow to moderate is right next to ban from live. If I make a mistake, I don't want to. I'm trying to mod you instead of banning you. Did that work? Let's see. Reselling. In the car business, we call that feedback tampering. Oh, I missed the context. Yes, Sanrio Pokemon football cards. Okay, I'm so behind. Love the GBK cards and Cabbage Patch Kids mug. Wait, Cabbage Patch Kids mug? Oh, you got it from Sarah. Oh, sweet. Okay. If you join my live tomorrow, let me know. I'd love to have you mod. There you go. Look at that. Already making connections on here, guys. That's beautiful. Did I catch up? I think I caught up. Thanks again for the raid. Yes, we're caught up. Now what? I got nothing else to say. That never happens. Literally in my other streams, I would tell them, like, let's see if I can do a silent auction where I don't talk. Thanks. That's what I call a silent auction. And then they would bet that I couldn't do it. And then they were right. I could never do the full. I would run an auction for a minute and I'd be like, and the next thing you know, nope. I'll be having a show. There you go. I like this. Everything Thursday during. You're gonna have to end up charging to be a mod soon. You're gonna have like a calendar you're gonna have to set up to get all these people to mod for you. I love it. Never had a mod in my shows, and I think it will help engagement. Absolutely, 100%. Anytime you have somebody supporting you and saying, I think nice things about you, and you have another trusted user on the app or seller on the app that's doing that, like, look at that. JT just did it. Exactly. Welcome to Ask Host for questions. It just looks better, too. Now that I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this is a really professional show you got going here, Springer Collectibles. I think I want to ask a question, too. Thank you, JT Num 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 Num. I like saying your name, too. Hold on. JT Num Num. Let's look at the profile. Let's see. It's got to be a good profile. You can already tell. All right. Kawaii. Now you can tell us what Kawaii is, because I remember when Kawaii came in as a category and I didn't know what Kawaii was. Sanrio, Hello Kitty, Pokemon, Disney, anime, Squishmallows, and Dumbo. This sounds like a good vibes kind of person just based on reading that. No Kawaii shows, 3-1-3-3-31. See you soon. And then 3:30 at already have 38 bookmarks, then 60 bookmarks. So I think you guys should ask JT Num 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 what to do. I'm done. You guys talk to JT. Oh my God. JTEE. All right. Look at all those guys. There you go, remix. Yeah, but I always have to have the vest on. Is it too much with the vest? JT's new. You're new? Oh my goodness. You already have all of those Bookmarks. How'd you get all the bookmarks? Teach everybody that. We're looking forward to our upcoming huge collectible shows at Sunshine Savings Shop. Yeah, Jay Peak. Make sure you guys check out Sunshine Savings. Jay Peak, in my experience, is a good man, and I think that's his wife's channel. So check that out. Shirt with collar, professional stream. Yep. I'm gonna get some. Next time, I'm gonna wear like one of those the jackets with the pads on the elbows, like a real, like an English teacher in like the '90s. Or I'm new and need to set up a maybe CO. Wait, I missed that question. Hold on. Stickers, welcome. Welcome. Thank you, JTEE. All right. It does, yeah. Dork thinks he's going to drown, right? I should wear I have my Marty McFly one somewhere. I have a red one. It's more puffy. Hold on. Let's do one more giveaway. I have 17 minutes, by the way, until we're going to raid the official Whatnot Sellers stream. You guys should definitely check that out. I'm actually looking forward to hearing the updates as well because they've been doing a lot of updates to the app. So let's do, maybe I did that giveaway a little early. We'll probably end up doing 5. We should make a vest with all our favorite sellers, like with little buttons like Flair, right? Because everyone wants the stickers. Why don't we forget this whole sticker thing? Why don't we all start getting little pins? We'll bring it back like it's 1989. Well, we're jean jackets with pins all over them. That doesn't need the raids. I know they don't need the raid support. You know why I'm doing it, because I told you I'm doing this until I get hired in some capacity by reselling, by Whatnot, right? Reselling. Flair, exactly. So either do something like this or some sort of buttoned up corporate job, whatever it is. I guess you could call it that, or you could call it strategy reselling. I don't know. Or you call it, and you can just call it helping everybody out to be a good man, right? Because this has been helpful for me too. I get ideas from you guys, and I'm connecting with other people this way. And hopefully, it's the feedback I've gotten is new sellers have appreciated this too. Whether it's info from me, I'm reselling. Yeah, did that. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a call with someone there today to find out what's the deal. I'm new and trying to figure out a kind of copy and paste deal so I can set those up and then add other shows that my son helps. I think I'm understanding what you're saying. Hold on. Are you trying to create multiple shows, or are you trying to add other add items into the shows? I'm kind of confused. Hold on. Flair makes, yeah, Office Space. Yeah, that was definitely an Office Space reference. Let's see. Thank you. I do it individually. It takes a while. I'm trying to understand that question. For regular weekly shows. Oh, they make it really easy to set up regular weekly shows. Oh my God, Josh, you're the dude. Thank you. I sent you a Redline Hot Wheel? Sweet. Josh, you're like the nicest person. That's amazing. Was it the one we saw on screen? Was it a Redline? That's amazing. Guys, make sure you check your Hot Wheels. COOs on the bottom. And it's anything before 1978, right? I think something like that. Or before 70. Josh, let us know. But how do you schedule a regular show? Oh, yeah. Oh, deals. Oh, my God. That's like one of the... I need to make videos of these. Whatnot definitely has it in there. So when you go into create a show, I guess you can do it on the desktop or the phone. When you create it in the phone, it should give you the option to schedule for, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, for a week, or make it weekly, make it daily. Maybe try to do it right now and see if you see the options. It'll even say like every 3 days, every 5 days, whatever you want. And they also let you do it using a calendar or the amount of shows. So there's so many ways to add shows that they've made it so much easier, guys. Wait, there's only option for one show? What? Uh-oh, reselling. What are you using on which phone are you using? I wonder if that's only an iPhone thing. I didn't know that. Buyers ask for bundles, so they have one transaction. I would say what the buyers don't realize, it's Android. Interesting. It's not on desktop either? Hold on, let me see. I'm going to check the desktop. All right, corporate. They give free shipping once you hit, I think, your second or third order, something like that. The shipping goes down, so they shouldn't have to worry about that as much, I would think. But what are you selling again, corporate? Oh, you're selling clothing. It is good to do the bundles. That's tough. I would just make your lots the way you want to make the lots. Like, I wouldn't let them dictate it as much. Like, if you feel that, but then again, that also will help your shipping, unless it's only one person that's buying all those lots. In which case, sometimes that's good for you too. Like, it's almost better to sell them in bulk like that, right? It's not the shipping. They just don't want multiple transactions. On their cards, maybe. I've never heard. That's an interesting one. I've never actually heard that feedback. If there's any buyers here that kind of can relate to that, I'd love to hear. Here we go. JT. This is why JT Nom Nom's the best mod. I think it's good to do the bundles if just starting out. And that's true. The transaction fees. It is going to be 30 cents per transaction, so it adds up. Over time, that's going to add up. And if the buyers are asking that, and it's not much of a difference for you profit wise, I think just go with the bundles. Let's see. Hence why I'm always giving them. So I can't believe that about the not being able to set up multiple shows. I had no idea. Let me look at the PC real quick. The giveaway is about to go off in about 23 seconds. Let me try to set up a show. I have been screen recording my iPhone to do certain things that people ask about, and then I'm going to create videos on those and put them on YouTube and Instagram. Let's see. I just checked, and I can't do multiple shows on my Android or desktop. Hold on. Choose category. Yeah, I guess you can't do it on the desktop, can you? Okay, so it's an Android thing. I bet they're going to talk about that today in about 11 minutes. That's going to be a big thing to talk about in the stream. Philo, Sophia? Let me know what you collect. Philo. And I'll send you a collector's goodie bag. I didn't know that about the desktop. That's interesting. So yeah, that's tough. If you have an Android, see if you can get your hands on an iPhone in some sort of Apple product, log in there, and then you can schedule multiple shows for the original person that asked. Thank you, JT. No. Anything is fine. I like to get something. I want to have an idea of what you like. How about I'll make some suggestions. Pokemon, Star Wars. I wouldn't know how to use an iPhone. Pokemon, perfect, fella, perfect. I'll get you a little Pokemon goodie bag. We got about at least 10 to 15 more minutes before we raid that other show, so I can get one more giveaway. At a certain point, you have to accept they are giving. Well, I will say this: reselling. If you go on their job postings, they're hiring software engineers. I think primarily for Android, like crazy. There's so many postings for that, and I'm always hearing about Android updates and things. I think it's I used to be in an e-commerce company I used to run right before this, and IT and those types of moving parts is one of the most frustrating things that you could possibly have to deal with as a business owner. I'm not giving any excuses. I'm just saying in general, having to get all the platforms to talk to each other on the back end like that is not a simple task, from what I understand. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know all those details, but I'm just glad that they're continuously working on growing that stuff, because I don't know how reselling. You've been on here pretty long, and it's pretty fascinating how quickly that they've grown and how quickly they've made improvements. Newer sellers and new buyers couldn't even imagine what it used to look like. If I told you those types of stories, I'm going to sound like I'm remember the days when we used to use rotary phones? That's how much it is improved. From rotary phone to iPhone, that's how fast they've made improvements on here, in my opinion. To write the code should take a team of 5 less than a month. Fair enough. I don't know. I used to get aggravated about that kind of stuff, but you just don't have control over it. One of the only things I wish they would fix, and I always keep thinking there's no point in me, causing a ruckus about it, because I know that not only are they working on it, but I know they have a lot of antsy sellers that are pushing them probably constantly. So I don't need to be another squeaky wheel for stuff that they already know about. If it was something really crazy and out of the box that nobody realized, yeah, maybe I'll say something. But for example, taking pictures through the app. Tell me if you guys have this problem. It used to be really awesome taking pictures through the app. There was no distortion or anything. There was no wide angle. And now I feel like I can't take a good photo when I'm making auctions on the run through the app, and I have to use my own photos for the most part. Do you guys notice that it doesn't let you zoom in and out? It's like a fixed angle on that. Or is that, I was wondering if that's just me, and I was like, oh, they'll fix that, because they fixed everything else, and that's the only thing I haven't seen them fix yet, which is weird. It used to be amazing. I wish they'd go back to it. And I definitely mentioned it. Probably it was in July 20 of last year, maybe even before that. And I was really surprised, because that was the one thing. Everything else has progressed, and that was the one thing that went backwards that I was really surprised about. I'm sure there's a reason for it. I hope there's a reason for it, and I think I will bring it up again, because now it's I've been a long time. So, yeah, it makes it so much harder to do thumbnail. It's been 2 years. Maybe I thought it was last year, but I think you might be right. I think it might be July. I remember it was July. It might have been July 2022, and I was thinking July 2023, but I think it might have been July 2022. I wonder what the reason is for that. I have no idea, but That is one of the more frustrating things. So you got to take your own pictures. I think it's good for some items. They don't. I think they do because they made it mandatory to put up pictures when you use your phone. So I feel like they have to. Because one of the most important things, obviously, you guys know, is showing the item. And this is something we didn't even talk about this. Like showing the item up close to what you're selling. I'm trying to find an item. Like there's nothing worse than going to a stream and the item is like all the way back here. And how are you going to buy an item back here, especially if it's a collectible, not knowing the condition? Like that's why I'm never on camera. Usually my item is right here, and we're going to show exactly what they're buying. So that's why the pics are so important for the details first, so they know, okay, that's the item. It's a visual thing first, like, oh wow, there's a He-Man figure from 1982. They can visually see that versus the description when they're scrolling through. But then on top of that, having your live look at it is one of the reasons that you should buy on this app anyway in the first place. Ring light, definitely. Yeah, any type of lighting helps. It doesn't have to be a ring light. There are pros and cons to ring lights. Although this one's I have lights on the side of me too. But any type of light, and I always make sure that you guys are using daylight bulbs or natural light. You don't want to use tungsten or like anything that's yellow will definitely change the way that everything looks. I used to be in the photography industry. I'm actually in a photography studio right now. That's another story with photo lights. But you definitely want to make sure like daylight is actually amazing. If you can somehow stream just with daylight and just like one small fill light, like a ring light or like a small, what was I trying to say? Like just any kind of small light with a daylight bulb will help you. Let's see. When I start an auction for my desktop, it will use the last amount of time. But when I start it from my phone, it always says 30 seconds. No matter what. You should be able to change the amount of the auction time every time. Every time you run an auction. Ring light helps too. Okay, yeah, ring light does help. And they're cheap now too. I agree with you about the ring light. And you can, get that kind of white daylight bulb too, which is what this is right now, I believe. I think they're doing a short video of highlight my stuff. Yeah, you should. Oh, for your thumbnail? Wait, I can change it, but it always defaults to 30, so I have to change it each time. Yeah, I've noticed that it defaults to 30 when I use my desktop, but the phone usually defaults to the last time that I selected. If that's not happening for you, I would definitely contact Whatnot about that if you're having to change it every time. Sucker Man. I'll go get you a G.I. Joe. I still don't know who Sucker Man is. For thumbnail, yeah, stock. It's always good to have one of those videos. I think they were more important maybe before. That could be another Android thing. But the videos are important, especially if you're highlighting a lot of your items and you can't show it in the thumbnail. Then yeah, why not do a video? It's easy these days to just take a quick video. And then you can use that on your social channels too, or you could do it for social and then download it and then put that into Whatnot. That's probably an even easier way to do it. Like make an Instagram reel, right? Or whatever social media you use, and then download that and throw that into Whatnot. I would think that would be a good idea. That definitely is going to help you get people in. The phone doesn't capture computer. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, these are things they're working on. And in about 4 minutes, hopefully the show will start at 12. They're going to give you a lot of updates, the Whatnot sellers. So we'll raid into that, and then you guys can see. I'm not sure who's running that show today for them, but they always do a good show, and they answer as many questions as they can. They're going to get a lot of questions, so I wouldn't expect to be able to get all their questions answered because this is hard enough to keep up with. Imagine they have like 400. Excuse me. They have like 400 people on their bookmarks. Thought about leaving the past shows. I think it's great. I think there's. Is there any reason not to leave the past shows in the profile? JT is what I would say. Now, I don't know why you wouldn't leave them on there. I leave them on there. I like to use them. I don't understand either. My thought on that is, are they doing? Are they doing it on purpose? Maybe they don't know that the past shows can be on. Or I wonder if there's a reason that they have. I'd like to understand what the reason for leaving it off was. I'm sure there's something there. So if anyone can think of that, reselling, I bet you can tell me why. I think preview videos are cool. Too bad they took away story mode. Yeah, stories were interesting. I'm sure they have a reason they got rid of stories, but I don't. It's probably too much going on in the app, and it took away from the shows. Looking forward to hearing their updates. Yeah, I agree, Deal. Are you planning to do the beta API? I definitely would do it. I have to see if I think I'm probably approved to that. I have to definitely check that out. I've tried every beta thing on here. I was one of the first to get payment. Oh my God, my voice. First to get payment early, which I was shocked when that happened. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I just ended the show and the money's already in my account. So I was definitely used for a lot of the early things. I was an early seller, so I was part of a lot of the early programs, even like the seller onboarding, I guess, and other things like that. And all the new tools that would come out, I was like, give those to me, please. Like I want to try everything. So yeah, I will definitely do that. Thank you, Philo. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I turn them off unless I can monetize my views. I'm not letting them use my content. I don't think I use it for. I don't think anyone ever views my content really on there. But okay, here we go. Corporate says another seller said the app recognizes certain brands. Wow. Are you serious? Hold on, corporate. Corporate, you're saying that like a visual of a good brand, or when you say it? I'm actually really curious about that. What they mean by that. So if I'm like, let's see, you said clothes. Like, so if I say Gucci right now, or if I say Fendi, really? Gucci, 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 Fendi, Fendi, Fendi. Let's see if it works. Maybe it only works in certain categories. Nike. What else? Bulgari. Is it Bulgari? What else can I say, guys? Louis Vuitton. It's not helping. We need hearts. We need hearts. Shout outs to overpriced designer brands. Burberry. We need bookmarks. Not bookmarks. We need shares, hearts, chat emojis. And let's see if it brings people in another 2 minutes here. Let's stay with me though, because I want to raid with a good enough number of people. We don't want to raid with like 4 people. More screaming. Nike, Burberry. Not working. We just lost a person. Burberry or Burberry? Burberry. Gucci. What else? Keds. Any Keds fans? No. More Nike. BK Knights. BK Knights. Reebok. Got to say Reebok. Hold on. Jinko jeans. Bugle Boy jeans. Lululemon. All right, I was trying to. Yeah, Chanel. That's a real one. It's not working. But I love that you said that, because maybe it will work. I kept saying, guys, Gucci, Prada, Fendi. When I had no views, people kept trickling in. Corporate. That's interesting. Unless corporate, I wonder this. The thumbnails sometimes will show the live show happening. So maybe when people are scrolling on the desktop or whatever, or in their phone, they heard you say that and they came in. But I hope you're right. Like, that would be cool. Because I always joke. This is like more of a joke, but maybe it's true. I always say, all right, guys, I'm wrapping up the show. Thank you guys for hanging out. I got to go now. And when I say that, all of a sudden my views go up like 50%. Or not view, the amount of people in the show. And I'm like, I was about to end the show. There was 20 people, and now there's 35. It's probably a coincidence, but I thought it was kind of weird when I do that. So who knows? It also helps to include the brand names you're selling in the title of your show. Dude, JT, that's the best advice ever. Absolutely. Anything where people can search and find you is going to be important. Thank you, Nick. Because so use your store. If you're new, make sure that you're using the shop. The shop is so important, because if I'm searching for, I don't know, a Fendi bag, I'm just making that up, and then you come up, I'm going to see what else you have, and I'm going to see what shows you have, and I might bookmark the shows. Or if you come up and there's a He-Man figure I want, and I see, oh, he sells He-Man. I didn't know that Springer sells He-Man. I'm going to bookmark his shows, or whatever it is. The more that you're out there in the world of the app, again, which they're going to talk about this. Let's see if they're live yet. They're going to talk about all this. You over detail. Have you found that's working well for you, corporate? Because I think it can only help. It can't. It's definitely a great thing. Let's see. They do make things easier too. Like, I've sold a couple slabs lately, and I love the slab scanning. If you know what I mean about sports slabs, they have a slab scanner, and it automatically populates all the info for the card, which I think is invaluable. Let me see if we can find if they're live yet, because I think it's time to raid, guys. And if you've never raided, make sure that you are raiding as a new seller. Thank you, JT Num Num. I'm going to use you as a mod too. All right, JTE Num 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 Num. Make sure you follow them too, guys. Thank you, guys. I usually say thanks for the bids, buys, and BS, but there was no bids and buys, just the BS. Cheap fabric and dim lighting. That's how you move merchandise. And with that, thank you, guys. Let's raid. See ya.